Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you my favorite PvE loadouts in Destiny. Okay, so for a primary, I like to have Fatebringer because for me you just can't go wrong with this pistol. It's got Arc Elemental on it, which really helps in PvE. It's got Firefly, which I'm pretty sure no other hand cannon in the game can have, and it really helps in PvE for like crowd control. And then every time you get a headshot, you also reload significantly faster. And if you're doing Vault of Glass, you get Oracle Disruptor like all the other Vault of Glass weapons. And then for a secondary or a special weapon, I like Black Hammer, because it's really good for bosses who have large hitboxes, just for like, killing them really fast, like Spider Tank, Goliath Tank, Sepix Prime. Things that can still work on, but things I don't really like to use it on as much are like Valis Arc or other bosses who have smaller hitboxes. And then for a heavy, my personal favorite is a Galahorn. I understand not everybody's gonna have this. I just got mine after like 3 months of playing this game. I got about like 1100 hours in the game, and I just got this last week. Been trying to get it forever. But this is my personal favorite. This thing will just own pretty much anything you shoot it at. But if you don't have that, good alternatives in my opinion are the Hunger of Crota, or Dragon's Breath, or Truth's good too. I don't have my Truth at the free 30-1 attack because I didn't upgrade it when Sir had it up for upgrade. But that's also pretty good, but I'd recommend these two if you don't have a Galahorn. And then if I don't want to use an exotic heavy, I'll use Hunger of Crota and just swap out for an Icebreaker. And one more setup if I'm doing a mission where there's longer range, like sometimes Devil's Lair. Even though I typically use Fatebringer anyways, I will actually switch to the Vision of Confluence for long range. But normally I just stick with Fatebringer. So those are my pretty much favorite setups that I kind of run with. This is my personal favorite right here. And then for armor, my favorite Titan armor to use is, don't mind just the regular legendaries, but as far as exotics, I love wearing wings because I love firing rockets a ton. And then for helmets, I like Glasshouse and Helm Saint 14. Helm Saint 14 is always useful, and it's really useful in the Abyss and Crota's End, in my opinion, because you can put on armor light and just drop a bubble, and basically you can live for the entire duration of that bubble if you stay inside it. And for my class, for Defender, I like Magnetic Grenade. I switch between my grenades, but normally I just stick with Magnetic Grenade because when you attach it to somebody, it does a lot of damage. For Ward of Dawn, once again, I swap through these, although the one that I use most is Blessing of Light, but I will switch between them in a situation where I need a different one. I always go for Battle Recovery and Toughness. I don't really do any of the speed garbage. I don't really think it's that useful. So I go for Recovery and Toughness and pretty much everything. Now, I like both of these, but normally, unless I'm doing a raid, I run this because even without no backup plans, that makes my force barrier last, like, I haven't actually counted it, but I think it's about 20 seconds. And with this, what this does is when I get shot at, there's no cooldown on the force barrier. It just constantly recharges as I'm taking damage, which I really like. So with this also makes it absorb more bullets, so if you can melee something like a Thrall, you can really take a lot more damage for like 20 seconds. But if I'm doing a raid, I would probably use this instead. Now for over here, unless I'm going to use Armor of Light, I am going to use Illuminated, just because it helps Blessing of Light and Weapons of Light. And then if I'm doing the Crota's End raid in the Abyss, I use Spike Grenade, because I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure this is the only grenade in the game that you can throw at your feet and take absolutely no damage. So I just throw it at my feet and it really keeps the thralls off of me. So that's pretty much my favorite PvE loadouts. Oh, and for Striker, I don't know how many of you actually use Striker. I use it every once in a while for fun. But if I'm going to be playing PvE, I like Amplify, Shockwave, just because if you miss, it can still hit them and do a little bit of damage, and it adds, if you hit them with the Fist of Havoc and the Shockwave, it just does a lot of damage. And then my favorite grenade is Lightning Grenade, but I would switch between, Flashbang and Lightning Grenade, because Flashbang is also really useful. And then I like Aftershocks, because it, makes Aftermath last longer, which I'm actually not using on my Fist of Havoc, but it makes Lightning Grenade and Pulse Grenade last longer. And then I like to have Unstoppable for Fist of Havoc. That way I'm pretty much guaranteed to get it off when I use it. If I'm playing Crucible, though, I would probably use Shoulder Charge. So those are pretty much my favorite setups for my Titan for PvE loadouts. So if you want, I will, if I get enough requests for it, I will do my favorite PvP loadouts. So tell me what you guys' favorite PvE loadout is in the comments. And I will see